It finally happened. We've been waiting for so long. Sixers fans have been waiting for so long. Welcome to Inside the Green Room. Harrison Sanford. That is Danny Green on the Sirius XM Podcast Network. And if you're watching us, you're probably a very happy Sixer fan on NBC Sports Philadelphia. James Harden is a Philadelphia 76er. Danny Green sticking around for the ride that could lead to a championship. We are recording this shortly after the trading deadline. There's an interview that we did with Tyrese Maxey earlier in the week. Stay tuned for a little piece of that. If you want the full entirety of it, you got to look at our podcast feed or our YouTube account. But we have to talk about the beard joining with the process. Danny, immediate thoughts when you saw the trade go down?
It happened so fast, man. I was shocked when it happened. I thought it was going to come down to the last hour, which it almost did. But it came sooner than that. And we were leaving the facility. You know, we had practice. We were supposed to have practice. Doc was like, you know, it's going to show film because we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't want to have to, you know, it's a humane thing to do. We don't have to have guys, you know, in the middle of practice have to be taken out of practice if things go down when we're practicing. So, you know, you guys do what you need to do, watch film, get some treatment, get some shots up, and then, you know, we'll go from there. So as a lot of us were leaving the facility, that's when the news broke, and then, you know, guys had reactions. But at that point, Seth and Drum already gone. I just said peace out to Drum, shook his hand. He gave me he must have known something because he gave me a good handshake. We hadn't discussed it. I was like, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you another side. You know, I'm excited to have another playmaker like James. You know, we did lose Drum, who was very good, and Seth, another scorer. But we'll see what the lineups are. We don't know what the lineup's going to be. I don't know how Doc's going to play it. I don't know if he's going to do a big guard front with James at the 1 and me and Matisse at the 2 and 3, and Tobias and Joel. That makes us, you know, pretty long and active defensively. Or he might do an offensive front with the 2 guard with Tyrese and James, and, you know, maybe have Matisse or myself and then Tobias flip flop and then Joel.
This is how I know you're a veteran, because right now you're so tempered. You're so like still take it day by day, practice by practice, game by game. And I know just from talking to some friends who live in Philly, looking at Sixers Twitter, they are on the opposite realm of the spectrum, going ecstatic. Are you prepared for that energy, that level of expectation that comes with a rejuvenated fan base?
Oh, for sure. We've been waiting for this all year. Obviously, we expected it to happen when we had our full squad last year, number 1 in the East. If we got our whole squad back, which we weren't able to, I don't think we've played with our full roster yet this season. Even with Ben being out, I don't think we've had a healthy full roster or guys without COVID or not injuries playing for us. Maybe I might have played 2 or 3 games with everybody that we had on the roster, but without Ben. But including Ben, we haven't had our full roster. So we expected that energy to come in this year, but with Ben sitting out and, of course, some injuries, you know, I feel like the fan base was kind of at a standstill pause and seeing what happened with him. Now that we have James here, I'm sure that the whole city is rejuvenated. And, yeah, we're definitely ready for that. I'm sure James is too. The question is our opponents ready for that? You know, we're going to see when Brooklyn comes into this arena or whoever else comes into this arena, are they going to be ready for that type of energy? And hopefully, you know, they stick by us throughout the whole, you know, process. And, you know, now we have the beard. It's going to be a fun show, hopefully.
When you've played against James Harden over the course of your career, obviously he's a tremendously talented player. What is the one thing that he does on the court that you say that could lead us to a championship that you didn't already have potentially on the roster?
Obviously his playmaking, but the way he gets to the free throw line, his IQ as a player of shoot from perimeter, but his IQ of getting guys in foul trouble. Joel's getting bigs in foul trouble, him getting guards in foul trouble. We could foul out a couple guys. If we have to slow the game down, we can, but we can also push the pace. But his vision and obviously his IQ, those 2 guys, drawing guys and getting guys in foul trouble, getting us to the free throw line, allows them to get in rhythm and allows us to get easy baskets, which you're going to need in the playoffs. So with those 2 being what they are, that threat, I think that can definitely take us over the hump.
James being there kind of slots everybody back into what maybe they should be. For example, there's a certain amount of 3-point attempts that you should be taking. Yeah. There's a certain amount of dribbling that Furkan Korkmaz probably shouldn't be doing as a lead point guard, which he's had to do. Yeah. Tobias Harris, we've seen him go through it this year. He's obviously playing well recently, but maybe he's better figuring into the offense as a tertiary catch and shoot option. I feel like you guys can feel like, all right, now I can play my game, and now what I do well can be elevated because this thing is the cloud of darkness has passed.
Definitely, that's what I mean when I say get up and down. Now our guys can just get up and down and be shooters. Me, myself, Furkan, Tobias, he doesn't have to do as much playmaking. He can catch and go, make his quick decisions, and just get to. He doesn't have to come up pick and roll as much or wait or do more than he had to when Ben was out. Now that we have James doing that, it's kind of he plays kind of similar style type of play with Ben with getting the pace and getting up the floor and creating plays. So that'll make or allow guys to get back to their natural normal position and play the natural basketball, which we had last year. And that's why we're so effective. And I think, we're only 2 games behind in the East. If we continue to, play the way we're playing and add him, I don't see why we can't be in the top 3 in the East, or at least not number 1.
As a student of the game, you've been fortunate to play some pretty dope franchises, pretty great situations. I imagine as you study the game, and you and I talk about front offices all the time, you have to be like, man, listen, my GM knows. It has to be feel good to know that your GM knows what he's doing. Like, you don't have to comment on Al Horford, but Al Horford for you, just because of the money being paid, well done. Josh Richardson for Seth Curry, considering the impact that Seth Curry has had, well done. A once in a lifetime out of control circumstance where an all-star is refusing to play for your team and you don't know how to deal with them, leveraging going left and right, fan base begging you to make a trade that you don't really want to, and to end up in this situation. I know you don't evaluate. You evaluate players, right? Because you're a player, but you also evaluate front offices. I have to imagine
Daryl is winning. And, people thought, you see the Kyrie situation, you see the Ben situation where guys sit out or not getting backs. Obviously, Ben got the trade he wanted, but I think he lost in this battle. He had to lose out on more than half the season. He's going still to a contender, but Daryl's got a lot of things done here, and I still don't think he's done. I think he's going to find some other pieces to where he can add to this group and to make us a championship contender. But at the end of the day, he's making all the great moves. He's making some great decisions, and he knows what fits and what happens. And now it's just up to the coaching staff to put it together.
It feels as if you have a legit chance, a realistic chance at winning a title, which means 4 titles with 4 different teams, which means I think you could make an argument, if it gets done, you can make an argument for being the GOAT.
The GOAT, the greatest role player of all time.
Yes. Now, I would have said the GOAT, but that greatest, role player. I just made it one word because it's easier that way. It sounds better.
Mind you, it would be nice. It could be an honorary thing, but we forget that some guys out like Robert Horry, 7 rings. He had 3 with the Lakers, 3 with Houston, 2 with Houston, 2 with San Antonio, correct? So I could probably be the GOAT too, maybe, or GOAT squared or something. I don't know. But that would be a hell of an accomplishment. So the biggest thing that said, obviously winning championships is always a goal of mine. I think the next biggest thing outside of that to finish off my career be a gold medal. I would love to play for the Olympic team, but that would definitely make a hell of a ending to my career, be able to get one in another city.
76ers Nets, Danny. I think that's March 10th. I am considering leaving sunny LA to come to Wells Fargo Center.
Are you now? Now you're finally making an appearance to Philly, huh? Interesting. James Harden gets to town. Now Harrison wants to show his damn face. Wow.
Hey man, hey, I'm on record saying I was not leaving LA to come to Philly until the trading deadline is over. And now that it's over, it's on the table. But I need confirmation. I need confirmation from Ben that he's gonna play, because I'll be upset if I come all the way out there and he doesn't show up.
Good luck. Good luck. There's no confirmation coming from that man for anything. So good luck. Let alone you don't know if Kyrie's gonna play. You don't know if KD's gonna play. So, but you go ahead and get your ass to Philadelphia for March 10th and see how that goes.